Let's go! We coming up on week 14. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! That's right. I'm out there to ruin people's seasons at this point.
I love it.
I'm ready to fuck people up. Nate hopped in Discord the other day and he's like, "Yo, dude, what would it take? Like an H day? Get a win?" I was like, "Nuh-uh, man. No, you gonna lose." And he's like, "No, I really want to be in the playoffs. I can't miss the playoffs."
Well, fortunately for him, if he loses, he still has a shot, because if Mac loses, he still gets in.
Sure.
The only way he doesn't is if Mac wins and he loses. But yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
Doesn't it go to point totals at that point?
Yeah, well, Mac has him by like 100.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that.
So if
Mac
Mac's a game behind.
Yeah.
So if Mac wins and Nate loses, it goes to Mac, right?
Yes. Right, but if Mac loses or if Nate wins.
Okay.
Yep. So if he wins, he's in. If Mac loses, he's in.
I mean, that's a hard one. I like both those guys a lot, but
right.
Mac won't give me Pollard, so he can suck it. I've been trying to handcuff Pollard for like 4 weeks, and Mac will not respond to anything. He texted me, he's like, "Sorry, bro, I'll look at it when I get home." And like 3 days later, nothing. So, clearly, he didn't look at it. This boy's working way too hard.
That's why I was surprised when he accepted the Waller trade, because normally that's what'll happen. He won't text me, but he'll just leave it sit there till it expires, and then whatever, Every once in a while he'll decline it or whatever. So that's why I was surprised. But yeah, there's a lot of people that do that in our league, including you, Craig. You like to just let it sit there.
Yeah, but that's out of spite. I think Mac's just working too much.
That's fair.
Working.
Yeah, Mac. Yeah, Mac and Nate. I feel like they just don't they're not in the fantasy app or whatever, as much as other people are.
It's been a rough year for me. I'm not gonna lie. I have tried to be, but it's been really a distracting year for me. So.
Well, yeah, I thought about it,
bro.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that helps a lot too with having that to, where you're not stuck in your phone all the time, like to say. Because that's where it's kind of like with me. I'm on the app a lot, but that's just because of, Craig, with the job and stuff.
I was going to say, I know when I had a lot more, you use your phone a lot more in that business.
Right.
And also, you have some downtime between stores and stuff. And, I don't have as much downtime anymore, but.
So I felt like if I had a different, a job like Mac or Nate, where it's more hands-on and you're not on your phone or have to use your phone.
Right.
I would be the same way as them, not responding to shit right away and stuff. So there's times where I don't want to say I'll get upset about it, but just I'll be like, "Come on, dude, why haven't you responded?" And then I have to remind myself, "Oh, yeah, they actually have big boy jobs."
Big boy jobs. Don't give them so much fucking credit.
I wasn't going to give them that much credit, bro. That's not.
I have to build them up a little bit since one of them's missing the playoffs,
Exactly. Put them on blast. Bitches beware.
Although
miss the playoffs.
I think there is one headline that has not been brought up that I am very surprised has not been brought up yet, which is Dan could be the league bitch.
Yeah.
If he loses and Bren wins, Dan is the league bitch.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to bring it up till it happens, because then once it happens, we can just have so much fun with it. But if it doesn't happen, you'll just hear so much fucking bullshit from him.
Yeah, I know, but I'll bring it up though, because it doesn't involve me. So, but I was like, I'm surprised someone else hasn't though.
Yeah,
brought it up. Like Craig, I'm surprised you
Justin.
haven't brought it
I'm
up.
surprised Justin.
Yeah, or
Justin's
probably brought it up to Dan like when they talk on the phone or some shit. But
true.
I'm surprised in the group chat they had.
Right.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's been.
I haven't heard a lot from Dan.
Yeah, he's I mean, yeah, I was that way or not last year because I won last year, but the last time I missed the power flex, baby. The last time I missed the playoffs, I know I was like that. Like,
oh yeah, it takes a lot out of you when you're not in it. Yeah.
Well, and too, it's kind of like a relief at the same time though, because like you're like, I don't have to set a lineup. I mean, you do, but I don't have to care about it. Like it's a little bit of a relief, but it does suck like hearing in the chat and stuff talking about it.
Yeah, I got super depressed when I missed it last year. I was super bummed out. Not super depressed, but I was bummed out.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because then I want to play. I want to set my lineup, but it's like this means dick all. Like whatever.
Yeah. That's why I had to find weird little things to keep me going. Like, I guess I'll try and spoil people's seasons.
See, that worked out perfectly for you because, like, I think last year me and Nate both faced each other, and we were both already out of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it was like, why the fuck does this matter?
Right.
We need to implement some type of. I mean, we got league bitch for last, but maybe like, I don't know, the top losing team.
Well, I think we should do so. You know how they have that like consolation bracket at the start of the playoffs for like the people who missed.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should do like something for the winner of that, just to make it interesting. I guess if that makes sense. Like if you're guaranteed like a top 3 pick or something like that if you win that. That was just an example. I mean, that obviously doesn't have to be it, but I'm just saying some type of incentive for you to like play. But then I can see too, because then you're going to the people in the playoffs. Well, they shouldn't be playing waivers and they shouldn't be doing that. And you know what I mean?
No, you should be. The competition should be there throughout the whole year. It shouldn't be like
I agree.
3 people, which is why there should be. I think the word you used, which I agree with, is an incentive to continue playing. Whether that, I don't think it should be something lucrative like money or like a draft pick or anything like that. But there should be something that engages
like position wise in the draft. I don't know if I'd go top 3, but I mean, you could give them top 5. Wouldn't be that big of a deal to be like, okay, you're
if they wanted it,
top 5, right? If they want,
they probably want to go top 3 anyway with a random beer pong pick.
Or how about this? If you win that consolation bracket, you can swap picks with anyone within. So, like, say you do your beer pong shot and you get pick 5. You can swap picks with anyone within 2 spots of you, or something like that. So, like, you could go from 5 to 3 or from 5 to 7.
You're getting warmer. I like that. I like something like or even like just an extra back-to-back beer pong shot or something like that. Like.
Yeah.
You still keep it random and you can shoot again, or like a reshoot. Like if you shoot and you don't like it, all right, put it back, get a reshoot.
Dude, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say one of 2 things. Either what you just said, Craig, with the like, oh shit, I shot and got 10. I don't want 10. I want to reshoot. Redo it, or you could do that to someone else. Tell someone else to reshoot. Like how Matt got the number.
Jewish. I don't know about that. That's pretty
you don't know about that one.
Oh, Dan hit 1. Nope. Go ahead and reshoot. I can see the lead right there.
But then,
that's too much power. That's too much power.
But the thing with that is
that's a lot of power.
Like, if you hit that cup and you say I want to reshoot, everybody knows what pick that is.
Who cares?
That cup. That's fair, but that'd be the negative.
Or not even. You could literally, look at it. You could just have one. You could like the guy, whoever made the cup. You could look at it.
Yeah, because
only he knows, and you'd be like, "Nah, I don't want this." I mean, it could be anything. You don't even know. It could be 3.
Well, yeah, because you could just pick up the cup, look at it, not show anyone else, and then say, "Nope."
I mean, there'd be reshooting. People like me, like if I want it, I would consistently go for 1. So even if it was like number 2, I'd be like, "Fuck that," and I'd put it back, and I'd be like, going for one, and then there's people I'm sure who would play it, safer and be like, "Oh,
safe,
I'll keep 2," So
right, yeah. Like I'd probably play it on the safe side and just keep 2 if that
we
was
should bring that up at the meeting next year for sure because that's a keeper. We should do something like that. There should be some type of incentive to continue playing waivers. People hardly have the incentive during the regular season to do it. So if we can keep the juices flowing throughout the regular, season and the playoffs, then I think that'd be a big win.
Well, just like it already sounds like we kind of got a head of steam for full PPR next year.
Yeah, I said I was for it. It changes the game a lot.
That's the change I tried to bring this year. I didn't get it.
I wouldn't say it changes a lot.
It drastically changes like running backs, and stuff like that. There's like basically your pass backs. I mean, everything pass. It's just a pass heavy.
I mean, like I guess I just don't agree with the drastically that it drastically changes it. I mean, it does change it. Don't get me wrong. You're right.
But yeah, with us already being 0.5, it's not as much of a change. I could definitely see going from standard to PPR how much that's a
right. It does have an effect with some people, like say like a Hunter Renfrow. It makes him more valuable in full point PPR than in half point. So like it does affect it for certain players. Like a Cole Beasley might be someone who's more valuable in full point PPR. I'm not saying he's like a top 10 receiver, not that I'm just saying makes him more valuable, or someone like Jalen Waddle who gets 11 catches for 50 yards. That's way more valuable in full point PPR than half point. So like I said, I think it changes a lot for certain players, but overall, I don't think it's a huge difference.
Well, like your workhorse running backs, like Derrick Henry become top 5, top 10 rather than number 1, things like that, because
well, he's like a unicorn. Like
he might be the example.
Even in full point PPR, like him and Jonathan Taylor, those two get so much work. Like, dude, freaking
even in half point, you're gonna put people closer to their level where that's why the drastic change I'm talking about is. I get it. I get how like I'd be all for it, but you'd have to convince everyone to go for it, and then it's basically gonna be target heavy players rather than your big playmakers and stuff like that. Everything kind of levels out more with passes. So
which I mean, just for me, it just changes it makes running backs more valuable, especially those pass catching running backs. But receivers, it's not as big of a deal because you can still get 3 receptions for 80 yards and a touchdown, and you're the same as someone with 10 receptions and 60 yards or something. You know what I mean? To where like that, it's not as bad. But a running back, if you're someone, like a Leonard Fournette who gets like 7 catches for 30 yards in half point, that's an okay day. But
Cordell Patterson, number 1 overall.
Cordell Patterson, right?
Yeah, be the number 1 back.
But I mean, because you said you'd be down, I'd be down for it. Bren, you said you'd be down, right?
Yeah, I'm the one who brought it up in the.
Shane said he'd be down. I'm pretty sure Justin is down for it, so that's 5 right there.
It got turned down this summer.
Yeah, I vividly remember Justin not voting for full point PPR. I vividly remember him saying it would be too much of a change and shaking his head no, and it didn't go through.
Yeah, but when Shane just brought it up today, I'm pretty sure he said he'd be for it.
Oh, did he? Okay, well,
I'm pretty sure he did. I could have read it wrong, but even though that's still 4 at least that we would have,
I think it'd be a fun change.
I'm pretty sure Dan would be for it too. So I think as long as nobody changes their mind, like to say, which is possible, that could be in the works. But yeah, no, we should definitely, we got to remember this though for the meeting.
Just save the pod because I'll forget everything we're talking about right now.
Oh, it'll be saved. It'll be posted on YouTube, so we'll just have to go back.
Of a ferret, so
I mean, but we're not saying everything right now. We just said a couple things, and like the first one, it was just loose ideas. It wasn't even like an actual propose.
Still got to figure out we're going to go keeper league because the keeper league is not what we thought. So I don't even know if we're keeping this year.
Well, we got to make sure that's the case though, because Dan didn't even sound like he was sure that was the case. So like, I think Dan should probably
I zoned out there for a second. I heard keeper league.
Uh-huh.
And I was chatting with someone, and it depends, of course, on league settings, but he's in multiple leagues, and one of his leagues is a keeper league where he keeps 4 people, and another is where he just keeps 1. They're in one where if you pick someone in the 14th round, you still lose a 6th round pick. So no matter what but like, let's say you keep a 4th round pick, you would still lose the 4th round pick. You see what I'm saying there?
If you keep, you're going to lose your 6th no matter
what. So the lowest is the 6th round that you can lose?
The lowest that you could lose is a...
Do they use ESPN?
Yeah. No, I don't think he uses ESPN. No.
Yeah, we got to get away from ESPN up next year because...
And I figured that's something we would probably look to do this year too, is move on maybe from ESPN, because there are some like true just fantasy football apps out there.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and I think that would allow us to adjust those settings.
Yeah, because I know there's a bunch of different, and like I don't know if all these can be done in ESPN, but like you guys said, if we're looking to switch platforms, there's a lot of like that. I know some people do the keeper league where like say you keep a 4th rounder, you lose a 3rd round pick, like you lose a round above who you're keeping.
Sure.
Stuff like that. There's obviously the ones where if you keep a 4th rounder, you lose a 4th rounder, But and then like that's what we were thinking it was going to be.
And that's what we were thinking. Yeah.
Right, and I have heard that, like Dan said, how he thinks it is, of where no matter what you pick, you lose a 1st rounder, even if it's a 7th rounder.
But like, yeah, here's the flaw in that like doesn't like change anything. So that's why I would hate if that's how ESPN does it. That's stupid. we would definitely have to change apps.
Right. Yeah. And I think it should definitely be, but what we're going to have to do if we're going to change apps, because I'm sure a lot of our league doesn't know of many apps outside of the main Yahoo,
Sleeper,
found ESPN. It. Right. Well, no, I know, but what I'm saying though is a lot of them don't know about that stuff, so we're going to have to actually like research what it is these apps can do. Like what can Sleeper actually do that we're trying to switch over there for the change? Does that make sense?
Well, that's on the commissioner. Do your fucking job.
Yeah, do your job.
Hey, who knows? He might not even want to be commissioner.
League bitch, do your job.
Well, you know what? If he doesn't want the glory that comes with being the commissioner of such an amazing league, he should say something instead of dragging us through the mud. That's all I got to say.
I'll take it.
I'm just giving him a hard time. Yeah, no, you're right, Josh. We'll have to.
I am also giving him a hard time. I was just kidding. Or was I?
But yeah, no, that was all. But yeah, no, those are definitely some changes we're going to need to bring up at the meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
This year, because I'm getting kind of over ESPN as well.
I like how they're like the fucking most watered down app ever. It's like I get 3 updates before I ever get an ESPN update. And it was like 20 minutes later. Like they're fucking backwater trash, dude.
Well, you also
right. It's
you also have the Fantasy Life app, and that thing is like super quick. Like, I get those notifications I get before any of the things that I have, like before Bleacher Report, before you know what I mean. Like that thing is like super quick.
Everyone just pigtails off fucking Fantasy Life.
Yeah,
like they have one guy sitting at a computer just watching Fantasy Life, copy paste and everything to their app.
Hey, it works for us, you know.
It does work for us.
Like, Gren, do you have that yet?
Was it? No.
You
ain't getting that sweaty yet?
I'm gonna get sweatier, but this year it was all about feel. It's all about feel.
That's fair. Year. That's fair. Yeah, you don't want to get overwhelmed by it, because there are times where you just get hit with so many notifications.
And I'll be completely honest, like pro football with the teams that I'm interested in being so shitty, which is Detroit and the Steelers.
Yeah.
And I
How'd you
just
feel
haven't
about
been
that?
watching.
How'd you feel about that Thursday night game?
I didn't even bother to watch it because I just knew. And like I looked at the app and I was like, oh, that I forgot I had Pat Fryermuth started. Thank God he got a touchdown.
Right. He almost had two. He almost had one at the end of the game too, like
And
the
I
very
did
last play.
see articles the next day, obviously talking about it
Yeah.
and blah 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 blah. But nah, I it's it's tough out there, you know.
Yeah,
But no,
I know.
I really liked my team this year. All year, I just feel like one, most points against. Not that that truly ends up mattering or whatever at the end of the year, because
But
you
it
can see
does.
with Nate. I mean, like you can make it happen though, right? Um, and you just got to
Yeah.
make the right kind of moves and adjust. And I know I was stubborn. I didn't really look to adjust. Um, but at the end of the year, even when I finish now, when I look at my team and I look at where my positions are, where they're ranked, I'm not upset. I'm not upset with the
Hmm.
team that I picked. So that's how
So
I
like,
feel.
so I guess yeah, because this is one of the questions I was gonna ask both of you guys. And like it's gonna be different because obviously like Craig and I are in the playoffs where you're not, Brent. But like, is
Hmm.
there anything like looking back at it now?
Yeah.
Is there anything you wish you did differently? Like, I mean, obviously, you like, oh, I wish my players didn't get hurt, or like nothing like that, but just like something that you can control that, like you were saying, like maybe be more open to trades or anything like that. Is there anything you wish you did different?
Yeah, the one in particular that comes to mind is probably should have pulled the trigger on the trade with Justin, which was the Justin Herbert for Saquon Barkley, essentially.
Yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
was
Um,
not panning out, man. That sucks.
and like the whole thing is though, I'm not wrong on my points on Justin Herbert, so I'm also glad I didn't make the trade because I
Right.
laugh every time I see the comment about how Justin Herbert, number 2 quarterback, sitting on your bench doing you no good because you have the number 1 quarterback. It
Right.
cracks me up so much. So um, I do regret not pulling the trigger on that because even though I would have given him Saquon, which I wanted Saquon to be so good for my team, so it was really hard for me to let go. It would have been the better business move.
Sure.
Right.
Pure and simple, it would have still been a great business move for me. Quarterback has been shitty for me all year, other than the couple weeks Joe Burrow went off. But
Yeah.
he then quickly went back to reality and they started using Joe Mixon more. I needed to
Hmm.
adjust and definitely get a quarterback, and I didn't do that. So that's not getting a
Yeah.
quarterback is on me, and yeah, I regret that.
And yeah, and that's what sucks too, is because like the one thing I would, I guess, like advice I would have for you, Brent, is I know you have the like 4 week rule
I
of
don't
like
take
you.
positive criticism well. I'm just gonna point that out. No, I'm kidding. Keep
Constructive
going.
criticism.
Yeah,
So like I
positive
know
constrict. Yeah, whatever. Fucking
constructive
you.
criticism. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know what you meant, Brent.
Thank
I
you.
knew what you
Okay.
meant. So like I know you have that 4 week rule where you don't like to like really even talk about trades until after
Yeah.
4 weeks. But like, and it's not really just you; it's the rest of our league is like that's when it's easiest to like take the risk. You know what I mean? And I'm not
Yes.
saying
Me
like
too.
I'm not saying like within that 4 weeks you have to, but I'm just saying like the first half of the year is when you're probably going to be able to get your best value for someone, and
Yes. First
it's going
half
to
of
be
the
way
year.
right. And
I
the
agree with
second
that.
half, once the playoffs start shaking out, once people know their team and stuff, and you know, especially like this, the last couple of weeks, it's going to be very hard to trade someone. Like, because chances are, if you're trying to trade for someone, they're very good. You know, i.e.,
Right.
Justin with Justin Herbert,
Hmm.
like to where they're not going to trade him for anything cheap.
For nothing cheap. No,
So right,
I
and
agree with you
so
there. I definitely got constricted by liking certain players too much, you
mm,
know.
mm-hmm,
And so
yep,
like, and from there I didn't feel like I had any trade token.
yeah,
Um And so I felt pretty limited in my moves because there were just, there was those core guys I didn't want to give up. So I was looking to try and make moves elsewhere. But then when I went to go, oh, what could I give them to get the player I want? I didn't have anything.
Yeah, and it sucks too because of obviously values are different on players. Where
True. Yeah,
you might have you might have a piece on your bench that you think, oh, this will help this person, and then you send it, and this person's like, what is this waiver wire trash? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This league does need to start sending Emmanuel Sanders around. He's got to be.
He's got value. He could at least be a top 10, top 15 receiver.
Hey, has Mac dropped him yet? Because if not, he's still not waiver wire trash, you fucker.
He is waiver wire trash. It is currently just stashed on someone's team.
To my credit, or not credit, but
0.
I technically was not wrong because up to that point, he was what I said he was. It was just after that.
No, that's exactly what I said he was. I said he was hot right now, and you have to play him. But like over the season, he's going to fall short. This is literally what I said, and exactly what I said happened.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, no, that's I could see being like a top 10, top 15 receiver.
Yeah, I said I could see it. I said I could see it. Like, that's one of those. And that's one of those I was trying to build him up to sell him. And obviously it worked. 10 weeks later, but it worked.
Bro, you just basically traded Darren Waller, and you got him off your team because you know you were going to drop him. That's the only reason you threw him in there.
That's fair. No, that's totally true. I'm not even denying that. That is so true. But no, so that question that I just asked Brent, Greg, I'm going to ask it to you too. Like, looking back on it, there.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I would say last week or 2 weeks ago, originally, I had felt, I definitely felt like the 2 trades I made this year were subpar or in the favor of the other team. But I went back and looked at the stats, and I was actually I'm actually very happy with getting Keenan Allen for Robinson. He's outscored Robinson, and he's played more games than Robinson. So I mean, that's a big thing. He's been healthier and more consistent. So Keenan Allen was a big win, and then Marquise Brown and Adam Thielen are relatively they're within points.
Wait, are these your regrets, or are you just tooting your own horn?
Right, I know.
Well, I'm saying originally I thought they were regrets, and I think I said it last week, but Marquise Brown, let me just put this in here, gets like 10 plus targets a game. The dude's a beast. Anyway, as far as regrets go, like I said, I was originally regretting those. I do think I do kind of regret giving Shane Robinson because I think that helped him along his way of being so successful and getting the first, most likely landing that number 1 seed this year. But all in all, it was a good trade. I would say the only real regret I have is the first would be not capitalize. I can't stress to you enough. I had Gronkowski sitting there, and I should have picked him up. He's on the waiver wire. I'm like, I'll get him next week, and then he just started balling out, so I wouldn't be able to trade P-Funk anything for him. Plus, his team was so complete.
Oh,
I really regret.
Here's an interesting thing on that too. I was just looking at the stats, right? And I heard Josh say that TJ Hawkinson was out, so I was looking at Nate's roster, and I looked at Hawkinson, and I looked at his scores for the year, and I was like, dang, he's the top 3 tight end.
Yeah, he's actually been really good.
And well, no. Here's the thing, though. Like, if you look at his scores for each week, it's not that great. I can attest to that because I've picked up guys like Pat Freiermuth and Logan Thomas and other guys and just speckled them in, and they've fallen in the end zone, and they've gotten the same amount of points as TJ. And but when you look at Rob Gronkowski, right, he's only the 14th best. But if you look at when he's played, his scores are so solid. So it's like
10 every week. 10 or 12 every week.
Yeah, you're right. You should definitely regret not grabbing him because he's been absolutely huge.
Yeah, well, I knew that
and this is how bad the tight end position is. Like, and this is every year.
Like, and that's the point I was trying to make, Josh. Thank you.
So Thanksgiving Day when we faced the Bears, Jimmy Graham had that one catch for like 10 yards and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a top, I think, 8, but at least a top 10 tight end that week. With one catch, 10 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So that's how bad the position is. Right. And that's why, like, when people were bashing about, like, Darren Waller, it's like, yeah, but Darren Waller still gets you 7 catches for 60 yards at least a week with the opportunity to go off for 40. Like, how many tight ends do you say has that floor? You know what I mean? You can't say many. And like you're saying with Gronk, like, yeah, to Craig, I understand why that's a regret because that would have been a huge piece in your. That really would have solved one of your only holes if you think about it.
I would arguably be the number 1 seed right now if I had Rob Gronkowski.
That's fair, yeah.
I would be contesting Shane. And I regret it. I think about it every week, every day. I think about it. Like I was picking Tom Brady strictly for that fact that him and Gronk were gonna have another great year. Which, by the way, you said for some reason Justin had the number 1 QB. He has the number 3 QB. I have the number 1 QB, Bren. Okay.
Okay, it's changed. I just
no, it hasn't. Tom Brady's been number 1 all year.
Josh Allen was number 1 at some point, but
who knows?
You're fine.
But I mean, other than that, regrets. That's I'm not pushing. I kind of regret not pushing harder to get Pollard as well. I've been trying to get Pollard for 6 or 7 weeks on and off. Nothing, and like I said, nothing's really connecting with Mac. I don't have what Mac needs, and I can't give what Mac needs in for the value of Pollard. So, but I could have tried harder, but I wasn't going to. All in all, I'm happy with where I landed. But yeah, wish I had Gronk, and I am happy with the way the trades went. So
yeah, no, that
pays off in the end.
Yeah. And
my last regret. I'm sorry. I should have took Joe Mixon sooner. Fuck you, Matt Barber. I wanted Joe Mixon. He's mine next year. You better watch out. He might be my number 1 overall pick.
Oh, that's funny, man.
That's great.
But yeah, no, I don't. I mean, also, like, my regret all goes back to the draft, honestly, because like there was those middle rounds of like, what was it? So I drafted Waller in the 3rd, and then I think I took Swift in the 4th. So like the 5th through like the 5th, 6th, probably 7th round, there was really good receivers still on the board with like Adam Thielen. There was T. Higgins and Jamar Chase there. There was Marquise Brown there. There was these receivers that I could have taken a chance on, but I didn't because I just didn't. Like, even though I needed receiver at that point in the draft because I had I think I had the 3 running backs. Swift would have been my 2nd running back, but then I had Ridley and Waller at the time. So I was like, I'm just going to beef up my running backs, and then I only have to, grab one more receiver late in the draft and blah, blah, blah. Receiver so deep, and, it was deep, but it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where, especially now with, Ridley out,
there's deep and there's consistency, too.
Right, exactly. Yeah, there's, the Emmanuel Sanders where these receivers are going to have. No, listen. I was going to say there's the Emmanuel Sanders where they're going to have 3-4 hot weeks, but then shit the bed the rest of the year,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure, matchup dependent.
Right, exactly. So I wish I would have just I gotta get it out of my head, and this is something I want to try and change. Of it's okay to because RB is so different. It's so unique with it's so top heavy, and it's not very easy to find to replace those top heavy people. But I try to overcompensate that in the draft, where I want to draft 4 of the top running backs 4 rounds in a row, and then it puts me at a disadvantage later in the year, like this year. Granted, I had gotten lucky at one point with having Antonio Brown and stuff like that, but then
whoa,
look at that.
Whoa! Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
You said you didn't go top heavy on running back in your draft?
No, I said I usually do.
Oh, that's my philosophy is to go.
Yeah,
try to scoop up all those running backs because it's so thin at the top.
Well, no,
it's top heavy, and wide receiver runs deep. That's why, like you said,
it
those
does,
5th, 6th, 7th rounds where you get like your top 10 receivers still.
Right, but what I'm saying, like, what I changed it up this year, but I didn't, because what I did was I took Kamara, and then I took Ridley and Waller. So that's how I switched it up. Because normally with that,
you're regretting not doing your original plan, is what you're saying.
No. So what I did was after I did those 2-3, I then took Swift, which I don't regret that because he's been really good. But I then took Swift, but then like with my 5th pick, instead of taking Thielen or instead of taking Chase or Higgins, I ended up taking Myles Gaskin because I thought he was going to be a lot better. You know what I mean? So like
you're already in that like second, third tier of running backs at that point.
Right, and I tried making it like if I went RB heavy, even though I didn't. You know what I mean? So like,
you definitely, yeah.
I wish I would have just stuck with Swift and then taken,
any of those receivers,
Adam Thielen or something like that. Yeah, any of those receivers, and just kind of get that. I don't have to go RB heavy. Like if there's receivers there, take.
Well, how much? I can guarantee. I see what you're saying. I can guarantee you wouldn't have taken Thielen because you shit on me all start of the year for taking him. So I can guarantee you wouldn't have taken him. But yeah, like Marquise Brown or any of those other guys, 100%, dude. That would have been.
Well, right, yeah, I could have taken Chase like 2 or 3 times, like after round 5, I think, because I think Funk got him in 7.
I'm telling you,
something like that. To
I was just saying the philosophy, like your original, the philosophy is that's what I run off of, is try to load up on all those backs that are going to be workhorses or guaranteed production, and then, like I said, wide receivers always run deep, so you can always pick them up later in the draft. But like you said, you're going to be getting some shitty running backs after about round 3, round 4. They're going to be
right. Well, that's what I mean. Like you have to find that balance, and like I don't know. This was my first year going tight end early, like real early. I don't know if I'm ever doing that again.
I never will. I did it like I think I did it 2 or 3 years ago. I took Kelsey. I'll never do it again. And he was one of the best tight ends in the game. And I just you give up so much for basically a wide receiver, like who's
because you're I could have had Jefferson instead of Waller.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like a defense, right? Like you almost like why. Yeah, it's so hard. I don't know. It's really depending on where you're going to be drafting and stuff like that. I know, but
you're right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like
at the same time, like I can't ever see like me. I think the earliest I would take like Travis Kelce, is round 3, maybe round 2, if it was the back end of round 2, because when you have all these, when you have those, Zeke, even like not now that we know he what's his face on Kansas City who got injured all year. I can't think of his CFA was
CEH, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, yeah. Like even if I saw him sitting there prior to all the knowledge we have now, I would take him over Kelsey just because of you would think guaranteed production.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's hard for me to ever take a tight end or defense ever. Outside of like you said, look at Hawkinson. I wanted Hawkinson in like the 6th round, 6th or 7th round. I can't remember when. I think I might have pushed it and then Nate got it, and I was really upset I didn't get him. But like Gronkowski, if he played all year and wasn't injured, he's a top 2, top 3 tight end, and like he was on the fucking waiver wire week 1. Like you don't fucking waste draft stock on shit like that. You can, but I don't agree with it.
Right. Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. Like I said, this was my first year doing it, and I don't know if I'll like you said, maybe if like Kelsey fell to like the late 2nd or early 3rd, then I might do it. But like I don't think I'm going to take a Waller or a Kittle in the early 3rd like I did this year.
No,
I'll probably go back to my waiting till round like 8, 9, or 10 to take my tight end, and just go from there. Because like you said, later in the year, you just gotta hope you find the one that there's going to be a couple that break out that weren't drafted or were drafted late, and so, but what were you going to say, Brent?
Oh, just that it kind of depends on the year too. Like you were saying, like this year's been so bad for tight end.
Sure.
Whereas like the year before, having a Kelsey or a Waller made a huge difference for your team because they're putting up wide receiver numbers and doing it on a consistent basis, and it was huge.
Right,
Yeah.
where like this year, like
monster weeks.
even all the big time, even Kelsey's had more like the last like 4 or 5 years. He never had like under 10 points, or if he did, it'd be like 8 points. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Where like this year, all the big tight ends have had like zeros or 2 or 3 points. You know, and shit like that. Where that's where like, and you can't know that when you're drafting that it's gonna play out the way it did, but that's where at the end of the year you're kind of like, damn, I wish I didn't spend a first round pick on Kelsey.
Exactly.
Yeah, it definitely it definitely falls in a little bit of a personal preference because it's not to say it doesn't work. I mean, you can just take Shane as the example. He took Kelsey in the first round, and he's the number 1 seed. Now, there's some other contributing factors, obviously, but like,
well, no, right, but I'm just saying, like, Shane's obviously that's a different. He also got, I don't want to say got lucky, but he got fortunate and hit on a couple later round people with like Debo being a top 5 wide receiver, you know, and
the way Debo
stuff
played
like
out
that.
Crazy, dude. Debo played out
right.
So fucking that whole team, like 30 people on that team are injured. It's insane, dude.
Like Craig, you've got your heavy running back theory. I've had, my own little side theory with like the tight end position, it being a key to the point where like you need to have that top 1, 2, or 3 to really have a chance at hopefully winning the championship or being high up in the playoff going in.
I've thought that way in previous years too. I've gone through all the motions, and I might change. I'm sure I'll change up my thinking next year, but I don't know. I like my thinking this year, but
sure.
I mean, it all comes down to like what consistency and performance, obviously.
But and then just that personal preference on the year, like how you're feeling, what you're looking at, and so
like I think it's harder to fill those running back positions with something that will consistently give you good production and points.
Absolutely.
It's way easier to find a tight end that will fall into the end zone. It's way harder to find a running back on a good offense that will get you points and score, which is why it's like a defense. I would rather stream it. I would say the top 3 streaming positions are going to be defense, followed by tight end, then followed by quarterback. Like, I think those are the 3 positions you really don't have to put high draft stock into. Because you cannot. It's so hard to guarantee.
And that was another one of the reasons why like trading Saquon for Herbert was so tough for me, right? Because I'm like you, where like that quarterback position in my mind has that I can stream it.
Yeah.
So why would I give up a beast?
Right.
A potential beast, because he's been.
I feel your pain because I agreed with you. I wouldn't. It would have been hard for me to give up Saquon for a quarterback. I don't think I would. I would have had to have something else with it.
No, there were. He'll argue that he offered other good pieces with it, but they were tough.
It would have been hard, dude. It's hard. It's hard. That's you have to recognize when you're faced with that extremely difficult situation. Like if you're in a dire situation where you're with, you don't have a lot of wins, like you have to make a move. That's when it's so hard to pull the trigger, and it's so hard to recognize and take that gamble and that risk.
Well, and it's hard too with like, especially a roster like Brent's, where his roster had like so much potential. Like, you know what I mean? Where and that's part of the reason he didn't make those trades. Oh, I guess I shouldn't speak for you, Brent, but I'm assuming it is because like you're like, man, if this team is just healthy all at once and they play to their potential, I will go on a winning streak, And that was one of the things I was telling Justin when he was down in the dumps, when he was 2-5 or whatever, 2-4, and I was telling him, like, dude, you have one of the best teams in the league. They're just not hitting. And I'm like, you're so down in the dumps, but you're scoring 110 every week.
Right.
I'm like, you realize how many, like, you're lucky if people in our league, other than Shane at the time, had, like, more than 2 games over 110, like, to say, like, it's like, so, that it's hard. And I get that when you see the potential and you're just like, but yeah, you got to find that point where you're like, I can't wait any longer.
Yep.
I got to make a move.
I got to make a move. Yep.
And you just got to hope it's not too late.
Piece. You got to give up a piece.
Yeah.
No one likes to do it.
Nobody does.
Right. And that's where, like, sometimes I get, like, the name value of, like, a Saquon stuff, but and obviously this is way easier now with hindsight, but you got to sometimes trade the name. You got to let go of the name, and like you said,
Right.
just get as much value as you can for it.
Exactly.
You got to pay attention to the offense and stuff like that. See how they're being used, and
Yep.
see if someone will give you that top 5 RB value or top 10 RB value when they're probably not gonna be that.
I like to try to give people like, wow, I'll take that, like all the time. Like I would rather try. I'll try to I'll try to trade like a top 10 for like 2 top 15s. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Like,
Yeah,
how can you
and
pass
that's
that?
fair. Yeah,
It just depends though on what you need. It just depends.
now, are you trading like an actual top 10 for 2 top 15s, or are you trying to trade a perceived top 10? So like that, like if say you're talking with Mac and he perceives Saquon to be top 10, but he's not. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So like, is that what you're saying you're trying to do, or are you trying to say you're actually trading a James Robinson type, a top 10 back for 2 top 15 running backs or wide receivers, whatever you're looking for?
I guess it would depend on the position. I usually try to. I probably both. I would have to say both. I mean, there's definitely would be situations where I would try to trade, like Najee Harris and try to pick up 2 really solid players, but it didn't happen this year. I'm just saying that's something I like.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, I was just no,
like
that's totally
fair. Like Marquise Brown for like Adam Thielen and Melvin Gordon. Those are like 2 decent players, but I got I don't know. That's not a great example, but
yeah.
You just gotta wow them. You got to try to wow people. I tried to give like Tyler Lockett for Pollard. Like that's big, man. They should have gone through. I'm so mad he didn't take that. He didn't even look at it. But then he has Metcalf. Why the fuck would he take it? I'm stupid as fuck.
Well, yeah, I was just about to say that.
Metcalf?
Yes.
Does he have Metcalf?
He does.
Yeah, Mac has
Metcalf. I'm sorry.
yeah.
That was for Gronk. I was doing Tyler Lockett and somebody else for Gronk. I was what it was. That's when he was out. Oh my god, I hate it. So upset.
Craig is just sitting there making himself angry.
Yeah, dude. That's another thing too. Like you were saying, you got to trade the name. Like you got to also you got to be on top, because I would say about 70% of the league understands what's going on when something's happening. So like, it's gonna be hard selling someone when there's like perceived downfall ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, yeah, because you just gotta find that person that A, needs that position, and B, if it's a player that isn't, if it's a Saquon, the player that has that potential but isn't necessarily living up to it right now, you have to also find that person that believes in that potential still, that thinks, oh, well, if I trade for them, they're going to go off in the next couple of weeks or whatever, where some of the people might be like, oh, that offense is trash. Like, I just don't want to trust it. I don't want nothing to do with it,
Sure.
and stuff like that. So it is, I know it's hard to sometimes find the right person to trade with, but like I said, at the same time, we gotta all sometimes be willing to give up something,
If you get Adam Thielen, trade him to Dan. He loves him. That's all.
I mean, we all have those players, though.
True.
Like I love Alvin Kamara. I mean, that's my dude. You all know that. You all know if I'm top 3 and he's falling to me, I'm probably drafting him top 4. Like I could be number 1 and might even draft him.
Right. No, he was someone I felt like should be considered number 1 this year. Like even with McCaffrey, I still would have maybe gone Kamara.
Same.
Yeah, no, it was tough. Like if Mac somehow went like Dalvin Cook or something, that would have been a tough call for me to go like McCaffrey. But it was even a tough call to go Kamara over Cook. But I was like, the only guy I ranked ahead of him was McCaffrey. He was gone. So I was like, I'm taking my dude. Like I'm gonna enjoy watching him more than I would Dalvin Cook. Like to say, And that's the thing too, is like sometimes you just gotta draft people you think you'll enjoy. You know what I mean? Like so yeah, no, that was just interesting. At least I was just if you guys had reflected on your season at all. I mean, I know like for Brent it's over, so But another thing I wanted to do real quick was
more Jesus Christ.
Well, I might be rubbing it in more now, Brad.
Wait, Brent, you're out of the fucking league? What?
Oh, did you
Out
hear it?
league?
I don't know if it was the title
already?
of last week's episode or something.
Ah, dude. I'm not. I'm in it. I don't know if you know, but I'm in it. Go ahead, Joshua.
No, that's fine. I was just going to say, speaking of being in it, though, I was going to say, let's make our case. So I was going to say, Craig, you make your case on why you're going to win it all. I'll make my case why I'm going to win it all. And Brent,
you can go fuck right off.
No, I was going to say you can make the case for whoever you think is going to win it all. So if you think it's Shane, you make the case for Shane.
I'm not making a case for nobody else.
No,
I refuse.
How about you just say who you think is gonna win, or who you want to win?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay, that's
still
fair.
too salty.
That's fair. All right, who do you hope misses the playoffs with you? You already got Dan. You already got one wish.
Yeah, you
I
want
wanted
Nader Mac
to miss the playoffs with me, but he's fine, so I don't care anymore. I just want Dan
Craig,
to be
go ahead and make your case for why you think you'll win the championship.
3 syllables. I think.
I was gonna say I can't wait for him to
get Tom Brady. Is that how you say it? Is that 3 syllables?
Yeah,
Tom Brady.
If you say it like that, it's definitely 3 syllables.
I was about to say, if you say it like that, it for sure
Tom Brady. I don't know. So I guess I don't want to. I've been really worried, honestly, mainly because I'm having issues with my flex position. I have basically 2 or 3 or 4 true flex players. So I really wish I had one that was visible and just I knew to start.
No. You're supposed to be making your case why you're gonna win.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We don't give a shit about your problems.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
tell me how good you are.
Okay, here we go. Tom Brady, obviously number 1 quarterback. They love to throw the ball. Zeke Elliott, healthy monster. Even when he's injured, he's playing. He's scoring.
He's a horse.
He's a horse. You know who else is a horse? That Mustang over there, Najee Harris, dude. Doesn't slow down.
Round pick.
I quote Justin, he is a hammer. He fucking hammers it in. He's a baller. He's got a sweet hairline and a sweet hairdo. That's a plus. Marquise Brown is a target monster, averaging 10 plus targets a game. He literally has to get double covered half the time. Does that worry me? Maybe, but not really, because he's getting targets like a motherfucker. Does he get double teamed? Sure. Cardinals defense, best defense in the game, will continue to be going in there. They're going to be sacking and grabbing picks. They got some great matchups. As far as my flex goes, I have so many fucking options, boys. First of all, I got Chuba Hubbard. He's the starting running back on the Carolina Panthers. Now, am I worried about Cam Newton poaching some shit? No, not at all. You want to know why? Because if I feel like it's going to happen, I'm going to throw in Tyler Lockett. Why I'm going to throw in? Because he's going to be, we got Russell Wilson throwing deep balls now. He's getting comfy. He's getting back in his rhythm. Tyler Lockett's getting those targets, getting those looks, getting those plays. I got Keenan Allen. What do I have to say? 15, 16 points every game, every week, getting targets, getting looks. He's got COVID. He's going to come back stronger. That's what COVID
total
does.
Winner of the trade, right?
Total winner of the trade. More points than Robinson, healthy all the time, old man, bald like me, knows how to catch a ball. He's the best.
Like
were we talking about targets earlier? We talking about targets and coming to your own? I got T. Higgins. I can throw fucking T. Higgins in there. The dude is a target machine. He's coming to his own. He's getting comfy. He's had 2 back-to-back 20-point games like a motherfucking champ. Just going to say it right now. He's going to end top 10. He's going to keep getting 20 points. And Zach Ertz, White Thunder. What can I say? He goes out there. And right now he's got some shoulder or back issue. I don't fucking know. He can sit this week. I don't give a shit. Because going into the playoffs, you shut your fucking mouth. He's not old. He's a young man. Going into the playoffs, he's gonna be streaming fucking post routes and Kyler Murray's going to be deep balling him. He's going to be looking for him in the end zone when they're within 5 yards. I'm not even worried about it. And then I got Chris Boswell because, he's cool.
That was beautiful.
That whole 1 point, right?
Oh, I can also put in Devontae Parker. He's back and healthy. He's a fucking number 1 wide receiver on Miami. You think Waddle's good? Waddle's just been covering until Parker gets back so he can eat. Oh, guess what? Mixon or Henderson go down because they're so injury prone. Who's got the next up backs? I got Samaje Perine ready to go in. I got Sony Michel ready to go in. Sony Michel put me up 20 points last week. 20 points last week. Dude, Henderson is terrible. Henderson is gonna crumble like paper in this postseason. Like he's done. He's done. I win. I have all the players. I have all the pieces, and I have Noah Fant.
There it is. There's your winning piece right there.
My vanilla tight end's gonna bring me good fortune.
And White Thunder, dude.
Yeah. That's why I'm gonna win the playoff, the Super Bowls. I'm sorry.
That was good.
No, that's fair.
Josh, make your fucking case, bro. Because now, you asked me that one question, I'm kind of leaning towards Craig right now.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
Let me hear it.
All right, the reason why I'm going to win is because I'm the defending champ, motherfucker.
Damn it, he got us again.
You already win.
He's already win.
And I've won the championship not only once, but twice. And I've never lost in it. So I know what it takes to get there. I know what it takes to win it. And I don't choke. Anyways, enough of that. So I think I'm going to win because Lamar Jackson, he's hit his bad streak. But he's going to pick it up from here. He's pissed that his team is losing and that they're losing in they're losing playoff spots real bad right now. Like their team's going to be giving up points with that defense being awful. So Lamar's going to have to do nothing but score points. So I think last year he went on a run during the fantasy playoffs. I think he's going to do it again. I think he's going to average 30 points a game. Kamara, he's back healthy. We all know what Kamara can do in that offense.
I am worried about him coming back healthy. You're right.
What's that?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just saying I am worried about Kamara coming back healthy. He could be big.
Well, yeah, he's already healthy. Like he had no injury designation right now, and they said he's full go. So Leonard Fournette, he's been a top 7 back. He's a top 5 back right now, and in one of the most high-powered offenses in the league. I mean, Craig knows. He's been riding that quarterback for fucking ever. And that's the thing is Fournette's not just
that's Brady.
I think it's 5 syllables.
12 syllables, bitches.
Tell him about how Fournette gets like a 70% red zone target look average. It's fucking ridiculous.
Dude, and that's the great thing is he's the main running back. So as long as the game's close, he's the guy, pretty much. I mean, obviously they're going to give him a break here and there and stuff, and he averages look at his last 4 games. 9 targets, 6 targets, 8 targets, 8 targets. And even before then, he was getting like 6 targets a game. But he's just solidified himself in that high-powered offense of being the guy, and he's going to get the opportunities, DeAndre Swift, if he comes back, that's a huge piece for me if he comes back. I mean, he was finding, talk about a guy hitting his groove. He was hitting his groove before he got injured. So the great thing about those running backs, too, is they're backups are high value backups, and I have both of them. I have Mark Ingram and I have Ronald Jones. Like, you can laugh at that, but Ronald Jones has actually done pretty well in the few snaps that he's got. It's just Leonard Fournette's been way better. So I got Dawson
Jones.
Yeah, he doesn't like him as much. He's not as good. Like, any backup they're a backup for a reason. Like,
true.
They're not going to be the starter, but he's still going to be able to produce. I just don't he won't be a top 5 back, but I think he'd be a top 20 back in that offense just on volume alone. So with Dawson, I got Dawson Knox at tight end. He's pretty much like almost any other tight end, boom or bust, but with them losing Tre'Davious White on defense, and really just in general, that defense has been struggling. I think it's gonna, he's gonna.
Allen clearly looks Knox's way in the red zone.
Well, right. You think about it, like
2 touchdown games. So
yeah, he's been big in the red zone. I agree.
Yeah,
and like if you think about it too, like one of the reasons Emmanuel Sanders has just shat the bed is because he's been targeting Dawson Knox more. Like it's pretty much been lately Stephon Diggs and Dawson Knox in that offense. And then my wide receivers, Deontay Johnson, he's been a beast. I think that trade worked out very well for both Funk and I, especially since I was able to get Fournette after that. But he's been huge for me, Deontay Johnson. If I didn't have him, I don't know what I'd be doing at wide receiver right now.
Yeah. I mean,
he's
2
made
solid trades there for you, for sure.
Right. And, OBJ, I think he's finally getting, like last week, he only had 2 for, I think it was 18 and a touchdown or something like that. But they were blowing out the Jags. They didn't want to play him more than they needed to. He only played like 36% of the snaps. So I think in a game, they have a lot of important games coming up, including like this week against Arizona and stuff. I think he'll be way more involved in the offense. And once again, that's a high-powered offense, man. I just him.
You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like you're coming into your own at the perfect time.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I mean, The only real question is kind of like with Craig is my flex. If Swift comes back, it's going to be Swift at my flex, which that's a huge boost for me.
We don't want to hear about your problems. You're supposed to be making your case for winning.
But if not, I got Darnell Mooney, who's been a top 20 receiver the last like 4 weeks. He's coming into his own, getting that he's been a target monster. He's been averaging fucking like 10 targets a game, 16, 8, 7, 6, 9. So I'd say more like around 8 or 9, but still, that's a lot.
Yeah.
The only thing you worry about with that is his that offense is a little shaky. But so that's like the only question mark I have. But I have my defenses lined up. I have the Saints this week against the Jets. I picked up the Bengals, who are facing the Broncos next week. I have the Eagles, who face the Giants the week after that. So got my lineup, my defense set up, and then my kicker. He's on one of the higher powered offenses in the league. So chances of him kicking a couple field goals are good. I mean, he's only had a couple of games under 7 points. So one of the more consistent kickers in the league. So it's pretty simple that I'm going to win the league, I guess. That's what I'm saying.
Not bad. Not bad. I like that too.
Thank you.
I don't know where I'm leaning anymore.
Unlike Craig, I didn't go, oh, I wish I did this. I wish I did that.
You started to there for a second. I had to
fucking did, yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
When did I say that?
When did I say that?
You started to go. You started to go where my one problem might be is my flex, just like
right.
Craig.
And also, I would like to say I started that way because and then Brennan quickly adjusted my attitude and I ran through it. So suck my dick.
Yeah. I didn't say, you were saying you were doing all your negatives about your team. I just said my one problem might be this. I didn't say it was. I was just saying
I wanted all positives throughout the whole thing.
It's never going to be all positive, Brad.
It had to be.
Not with your team, bitch.
Whatever, Craig.
I'm sorry. That might have been aggressive.
Jeez, that was.
I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't hurt my feelings. You're
Sometimes
good.
I forget that my sense of humor really goes over people mad at me.
No. Melanie calls me worse on a daily basis. It's okay.
Oh, that's just couples. Don't worry. You'll get used to it.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, so earlier she was like, I was telling you, Craig, off the air, I guess, whatever, how she was like, how long is the podcast going to take? I'm like, you ask me this every week. Every week I tell you, I don't fucking know. Like,
it takes as long as it takes.
Right, exactly. It takes as long as it takes.
That's how I talk to my woman. Wait, did I say that loud?
It's like that key. It's like that Key and Peele. You ever see that Key and Peele where and I said, "Bitch," and then like they're out in the field, and I said, "Bitch." But no, so she was like, "Well, you could talk less." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "I feel like you talk. I hear, or not that I hear you, but she's like, I feel like you talk a lot, like that the other two don't." She's like, "I feel you talk about 80% of the time." I was like, no, I don't. That's why I asked that question in the group chat. I was like, besides, babe, I'm the host. I come up with a lot of the segments and stuff, so I have to talk. And she's like,
if you're leading a segment, you're gonna talk more. That's for sure.
Right, exactly. And she's like, sure. I was like, well, fuck you. I'll never talk to you again because I talk too much.
So Josh doesn't take constructive criticism well either, Bren. There you go. That's what I've learned.
Pretty much.
I think you talk too much, bitch. I don't think you talk too much.
I'll prove you wrong.
I'm going to go on this pod, and I'm not going to say a goddamn thing. I'm going to sign language my whole time.
Bro, I wake up every day, and I'm like, how the hell did I find a
Did Craig cut out?
Yeah, Craig cut out there.
Am I good?
Now you're back.
Now you're good. We heard
you wake up every
morning,
day
you wake
surprised. Up. What?
I said I wake up every morning and I'm surprised I found.
What?
He did it again.
He did it again.
For real?
My gosh,
yes.
Oh my gosh.
Important part. That's out.
That's not good.
Try one more time.
All right, I'm gonna say it really slow.
Okay.
Now I'm worried. This could be like Buddha telling me not to say this. I said I wake up every morning and I'm surprised I found a woman who loves me.
I knew it. Okay.
For the way I don't know if I said that. Yeah, who just even likes me, dude. I can't believe I found a woman who likes me enough to live with me and procreate a child. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, the procreate a child one surprise.
Someone wanted to create a life with me.
Surprised me.
Like, I get it. I'm pretty fucking cool, so never mind.
No, I feel on that one. I tell Melanie that all the time. Like, how do you deal with me? Like, I'm just so fucking weird. I don't understand it. Like, how you find it attractive.
I do always find that part funny, right? Like, what's the woman finding attractive?
Right.
It's always interesting.
It's definitely not my dick size. I'll tell you that much.
Well, it's like for me too. It's like I'm a huge button pusher, so like she'll tell me to stop, I won't stop. I'll keep doing it until she like yells at me, and then I'll stop. But then I'll laugh about it. So I do that like a lot. Like I'll slap her ass all the time. She's like, "Stop it." So then I'll slap it again. She's like, "Stop it." And then like I'll touch her boobs instead. And so it's like I just do like shit like that all the time. And like you said, Craig, I just don't know how she like willingly wants to go to bed next to me and wake up next to me every night. Like,
I think the clear cut answer is that we're actually really cool.
Right.
Question mark.
Right. Like, yeah, definitely.
I think definitely.
Just the coolness.
Either that or we have our.
You know, like who else? You gonna find another guy that stays up for 4 hours till 1 a.m. playing League of Legends? I don't fucking think so. Good luck.
You gonna find another 3 inches of fury? No, you're not. Trust me. Ain't no one got the fury like these.
Yeah.
Nobody got the fury like you, Josh. Ain't nobody.
Exactly.
Shit, there ain't a nail nut a bitch in this world. You got the fury like you do.
Man, we really got out. Where were we going with this conversation? I don't remember.
I don't know. I think we're going.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna win the Super Bowl. That's right. What are we going on to next?
Yeah. Matchups, I believe.
All right.
Yeah, matchups.
Since it's already 10 o'clock. And
yeah, God. All right,
it's been a good.
We'll just quickly say who you think is gonna win. We'll call it good.
Okay.
Yep. So, all right, Josh versus Craig.
Ooh, you go with the hardest one first, really?
Yep.
This is the
I
easy.
picked Josh. Ike picked Craig.
I like Ike's
Craig,
pick
you
up
pick
Craig as well. Yeah.
Okay.
The damn dog.
You know what to do, Brad.
Let me see here.
Ooh.
This one's tough for me. You know, I gotta pick between my co-hosts.
Hey, I'm feeling happy though. Craig got what 24, 23 from Najee, and he's still projected to lose.
He is.
Yeah, Zach Ertz might not play. I have to throw in Fant and
White Thunder might not play.
White Thunder might have to sit for vanilla milkshake.
Oh man.
Vanilla.
Yeah. And the Cardinals are playing the Rams. Tom Brady's playing Buffalo. Like, I'm glad these are out of the way this week before the playoffs.
Right, some tough matchups.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with my boy Josh. I'm feeling Josh.
Let's go. I can't wait to disappoint Bren. Let's go.
No, you will not. You will not.
So I didn't go over our results from last week. I am ashamed of the results from last week.
Let me hear them.
Bren, you went 3-2, which puts
Bren.
Yep, which puts you at 30 and 35.
Okay.
Craig, you went 4-1.
Whoa!
God, I'm so fucking cool, dude. Jeez.
Which put you at 33 and 32.
I was also gonna say that puts some posse, doesn't it? And it did.
Yeah. Ike went 4-1, which put him at 32 and 33.
That's my dog right there, bro.
Oh,
damn!
And then,
that dog is
and
on
then,
fire.
The pit dad knows.
A certain somebody went 0-5 with their pick,
and thus secured his fate.
Yeah. So
that's
that was
okay.
me. If you guys.
Okay, if you went 0-5 this week, maybe you go 5-5.
Yeah, maybe I go 5-0. Who knows? So yeah, that puts me at 28 and 37. So yeah, that's the last time I'm ever picking Shane. I'm not picking Shane ever again. Every time I pick Shane, he's lost. Like, fuck him.
Keep picking Shane then, for the love of God. We need you to pick Shane.
That's fair. That's fair.
Even when we're not doing the podcast,
right.
I'm gonna call you. You picking Shane this
week? All
right,
let's go. Let's go. Nate versus Bren.
Okay. This one's easy. Me.
Yeah, I went Bren as well. Ike went Nate.
Let me just let me go over this.
Damn dog. You better finish up, Josh. That dog's been on fire lately.
Yeah, he's been doing good.
Yeah, I have to go with Nate.
So me and Bren are on the same page, but and Ike and Craig are on the same page. Dan versus Mac. I went Mac, and Ike went Mac.
Let's see. This is a big one because this is this is for Max. All the marbles.
Yeah, and I know like Dan has a set lineup. I just don't know if he's made any like changes or if he's needed to. You know what I mean? Because he's out. Like he probably already deleted the app.
I don't think there's any changes he can make. Look at his bench.
Yeah, his bench is pretty racked up. I think he's got it set.
Buy out, IR out.
Kittle's been really impressive.
Out.
That's for sure. Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, he has.
Las Vegas might be a shootout, so I can see that going either way. But he's got Patty Mahomes. Chubb at Baltimore and Connor at the Rams. Ew. Javonte Williams. Is Melvin Gordon still injured or is he back?
I think he's back this week.
I'm gonna have to go with Mac, honestly, securing this win. I like his matchups a lot more. And he's got 12 points already from his kicker. I think he's gonna beat up Dan this week.
Yeah, same.
I don't think he's going to. He's obviously going to, but I don't think you run Pollard this week. I think you run Boyd or something. I don't
think you can either because Pollard might be out.
I think Pollard definitely might be out at some point. I know he's.
But yeah, even if he's not, he's probably going to be limited just because of fucking the
got
injury.
Injured last week.
It's a foot injury. Yeah.
So I guess if you put Boyd in there at San Francisco, it's not even.
Oh God, Mac! If you listen to this, don't put Boyd in, please.
I mean, who else is he gonna put in? He has to drop. Okay, yeah,
drop Boyd. You drop Boyd. I don't know why you still have Boyd on your roster. Like his love for
he had drop Emmanuel Sanders. What are you talking about? Screw Boyd.
Okay, or him, but either one. You could drop anyone. Just don't play Boyd.
Yeah, you're right. Right. Yeah, maybe find a different flex option, Mac. But I still think you got a good. I mean, Christian Kirk's out there. Go get Kirk and play Kirk.
Right. I would take that over. Yeah. I don't even know.
Even Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is a better option. Christian Kirk's a better option. Zach Moss at Tampa Bay, probably not, but
dude, Jamar Jefferson for Detroit. You got fucking Swift out. You got Jamal Williams out. You could play them. They're running back. Jarvis Landry. Pick up Jarvis Landry. Play Jarvis Landry.
I still think those are worse. I think Christian Kirk is a better option.
I don't. I think Jarvis would be a better option.
Yeah, you would. Baker Mayfield.
Well, both of those would be
Baker lover.
Yeah.
Hey, when he played Baltimore 2 weeks ago, 6 for 111. So better than what Boyd will get you, that's for sure. Or Sanders.
Right.
So, all right, next one. Justin versus Funk. I went Justin. Ike went Funk.
I'm going to go Justin.
I'm sorry. What? Justin and let me look. Justin and
Funk. Yep.
Let's see. Aaron Rodgers at Chicago I could see him balling the fuck out. Cook's already got 30. Man, he's got some plays already. Eh? Claypool and Cook really balled the fuck out. Yeah, I got to give it to Justin. My boy Justin has one of the best quarterbacks on Buffalo. It's an amazing offense. Stephon Diggs is the best. He's the truth. Buffalo's really good. I really like Buffalo, and I really like Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs because they're honestly underrated. Yeah.
Wow, that's a change up from
I was being sarcastic. I was completely being sarcastic the entire time.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
Outside of that, I think the 34-point lead from Cook's big. Aaron Rodgers makes the greatness. I don't know if Henderson is going to actually play. And if Henderson does play, he's been injured. I bet you he's on the limited snap count. Elijah Mitchell, same thing. Is Elijah Mitchell out?
Yeah, he's already out, Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah, so he's already got to fill in fucking Ty Johnson or some bullshit. Oh, can I trade rape him? I'm sending him a trade right now. Oh, yeah, I'm going to pick Justin. Justin's the man.
Okay.
I'm going to send a trade to Funk right now.
Doesn't mean he'll accept it.
I might be acquiring Gronkowski, brother.
I doubt it.
I doubt it, too.
You shut your heart.
If you want Gronkowski, you're probably going to have to give up one of your RBs.
Obviously, I'm going to give up an RB, dude.
No, like one of your 2 stud RBs.
Doubt it.
I'm okay.
Or I'm going to offer him Sony Michel, who got 20 points last week. He's going to fucking break his leg, and he needs his backup.
I wouldn't accept that.
Would you rather have Gronk starting every week or a guaranteed Los Angeles Rams running back starting every week? I think that's an easy answer.
I'd rather have Gronk.
He has Henderson Jr.
You'd rather have Gronk who can get you 10 points every week rather than have one of those starting running backs, which will easily put up 15 to 20, 25.
Right, but then the problem is when Henderson comes back, who does he play? Does he play Henderson
as the
or does he play
Michelle? He just fills in Schultz. What are you talking about?
The problem is, Schultz has sucked the last
No, the problem is he doesn't have a running back right now, and if Henderson goes down, he's fucked for the rest.
Trade a top 3 tight end for a backup.
Because he already has another top 5 tight end on his roster that he could play.
Schultz is not a top 5 tight end.
He's literally number 5.
Right, but look at what he's been doing. He hasn't been doing shit.
He's relatively boomer. I mean, he has 5 games over 10 and the rest around 8, but I guess so. I guess
but that's a huge downgrade. That's a huge downgrade from Gronk to Schultz for a backup.
Yeah, you both have kind of lost me on this because that's the truth, right? You would start Gronkowski over Schultz all day, every day.
Yes.
And I don't see him wanting to downgrade that position to get Sony Michel.
What if I'm not just going to toss Sony Michel? It's going to be like a kicker
unless Henderson was injured for long term.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's not going to be a
straight up. So then who would
trade.
you put with it? Yeah, who would you put with it then?
It would probably have to be like a wide receiver. It would have to be like one of
my. But who he has? Receivers. He already has really good wide receivers. It can't be
T. Higgins because he has Jamar Chase. It has to be like Tyler Lockett. So it would have to be like Tyler Lockett.
He has DeAndre Hopkins, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson. So he's set at wide receiver.
Right. That's what I mean. His receivers are set. Like I would take Jefferson, Chase, Moore.
So that's why this whole thing
Hopkins
it's not even worth talking about because Josh said at the beginning, you would have to go for one of your studs. You'd have to give up one of your stud running backs and ask for one of his stud wide receivers with Gronkowski.
And honestly, I don't even see Funk doing that. I see Funk trying to get Gronk for a stud straight up.
Oh, no.
No, I see Funk trying to do that.
I can maybe see that, but
yeah, I'm not saying Craig will do that. I'm just saying I could see Funk trying to do that. Like I doubt Funk's gonna go up Gronk, and I mean he might do Chase because Chase has been struggling, but that makes no sense for you, Craig, when you have T. Higgins. I mean, so unless you did then you could maybe do T. Higgins, one of your stud running backs, and whatever for Gronk and Chase or something like that. But like I said, I don't know, just Michelle wouldn't be unless you gave up something better than T. Higgins or Tyler Lockett. Because otherwise he doesn't really get better at running back. I mean, and he downgrades a lot at tight end. That's what I'm saying. You could try it. Doesn't hurt to try. I just don't get your hopes up, I guess, would be my thing. So
yeah, I guess I have more faith that Henderson is going to get injured and be out.
Which is fair. I mean, like I said,
Josh was saying there, though, he would have to be out before the game is starting.
Right. That's what I was saying the whole time. I guess.
No, I get that. I got that. I said that you get to get injured during a game, which is where it would be useless because he'd already be out.
Right.
No, I got that.
So. But,
fuck you guys. I'm taking it. I'm sending it to him. I don't give a fuck anyway.
Do it. Like I said, he might surprise us and take it.
I don't know. I guess it depends how worried you are about your running back spot. Because I see if Henderson goes down, he has zero backup for a running back.
Right.
That's what I was looking at. So he has zero backup, and his running. He already.
I don't even know how this got so drawn out because it was right from the beginning that should have been point made. Okay, let's move on.
Right, fair. So,
cut that from the pod, Josh. Cut it from the pod.
I might.
Just put in that part where I say "fuck you," and then we're good.
I might not cut all of it, but I'll probably cut most of it because
he needs a running back, bro. He needs a running back. You're right. He probably doesn't want a hand, but I'm gonna try. We'll see.
So Shane versus Barber.
Oh God, we're still doing this?
Well, yeah, we just spent a half hour on that. Yeah,
that was your fault, dude. You're the one who couldn't just let me say, "Okay, have the trade." You have to sit here and fucking tell me all the reasons why you don't want it. Yeah, go fuck yourself. I'm gonna pick a Matt Barber. Matt Barber.
I'm trying to save you from the embarrassment of being called out I'm put him on blast, for setting a shitty trade. That's all.
Funk would blast me for that too. Yeah. God damn it.
Jeez, I was just trying to give you some
accepts the trade so I can rub it in your face, but most likely I'm going to be sitting here gronkless like you.
Cliff.
We know who can't handle constructive criticism.
Fucking A, dude.
Don't tell me what I can and can't handle, bitch.
All right. Who you going, Bren? Barber or Shane?
Let's see.
I'm going Barber because I'm never picking Shane again, but Ike picked Shane. And Craig said Barber.
Yeah.
I am also gonna go Barber.
Let's go. Fuck Shane.
No, we need you to pick Shane so he loses,
Shane.
man. We need him to lose.
He'll lose. I got faith in Barber.
He'll lose.
So, all right. Well, that's the picks.
Screwed.
Just so everybody knows as well, this is our last podcast until we're going to do one more on championship week, right, boys?
Yes.
That was the plan, and we're gonna
do the awards.
Yeah, we got to get that situated first.
Noise.
And then we'll do all that.
Hopefully,
and
some baller headlines.
Right.
Maybe
I can't wait to see that headline.
Shock the world and do video. We'll have our first video one.
Bro, let's set it up,
go.
bro. Set it up.
Let's go.
Gotta get in the books, you know what I'm saying?
That'd be pretty sweet.
So, but yeah, I'll cut out that 10 minutes of useless banter between Craig and I.
If you find, definitely if you when you go back to edit, take a listen to it, see what it sounds like. If you're like,
you can keep it. I don't care. Yeah, I don't.
But if it has an organic feel to it and has that funny bit at the end, you might want to keep it.
Right. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it and we'll see.
It wasn't that long. It was like 8 minutes, I think. It wasn't too bad.
Hey, let's argue about that. It was 10 minutes, all right?
I'm just saying, he doesn't have a running back. I think I got off my... You pulled me off my main point of why I wanted to do the trade. You got me all in my head.
Yeah, you guys both got, kind of pulled off the main point, and then it just kept going.
Yeah, that's definitely what happened for sure. Yeah.
That's literally how we talk to each other all the time. We spiral out of control.
I do feel like that is
bound to happen on a podcast. That's for sure.
Yeah, Craig and I will. It's guaranteed we're going to argue on the podcast.
You should, if you would have seen me in person, you should have seen my face. So I'm just like, oh.
That's why the main ones have production crews. That there is some editing that goes into them. So.
Yep.
Well, although. Brad, you should have jumped in and hey, y'all sounding stupid right now.
Mediator, real quick.
I was talking about this with Cody, and I was like, these guys really can get going, and once they get going, I can't stop them. And, I definitely I want to, but I at the same time don't want to.
You know what we need next year is we need some type of either. I'm trying to think of something a bell that Bren has that when Craig and I just get going, he just starts hitting the bell.
I think it would if we were doing it more in person, where if we got the videos
right,
up,
it'd be easier,
it would also solve it. Yeah,
it would solve itself.
Yeah. You would have both looked at my face, and I would have been like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Right, yeah.
And we would have just been like, "Never mind."
Yeah, no, for real.
Never mind. You know what, Craig? He'll definitely accept
a lot of
that.
issues.
Go ahead.
That's okay. I also heard myself make 3 or 4 different mistakes, and I was like, "God damn it, Stone Brennan said that wrong. Oh, said that wrong. Okay, I said that wrong." But and you guys just flowed with it well, so it worked out good. It didn't matter. But yeah, it was funny.
No, it's all good.
I do that all the time.
All right, boys. Well, I think that was a good way to end the year, basically.
Yeah.
And Brian, if you can get this to me tonight,